We can see you in the mirror.
We actually can.
Good morning. Good shout.
I'm not. It's fine. I'm putting it over the top, so I could have done it on camera. Kind of feel the really front and centre. How is everyone?
We miss you, Anna.
Miss you too.
When are you coming back?
In a couple of days, I think.
So we're all here now, are we?
Oh, can we kick,
Oh,
can we kick Tanya?
Someone. Oh, I can remove.
Tanya's.
Don't kick me out.
Yeah.
Does anyone happen to know
The show's
how?
called Weird William and the writer's Dave.
Oh, great. I'm on my phone. Is there any way that I can view everyone or not?
Yeah, there's like a grid. Oh, you got to sort of swipe. You can't. I don't know.
Yeah, you just it doesn't work very well.
Where's
You need to swipe.
you can do speakers.
Get it on your laptop, Bab.
Yeah, where's your script?
Did you print your script out?
Yeah.
My script's on my laptop. It's all right.
Right. As we're all here, Dad, do you want to do your housekeeping?
Yeah, two little things. I just want to thank you so much for agreeing to put this show on the West End. That was the biggest surprise ever when Ruth and Tom put that forward to me, and you guys are amazing. So thank you so much for that. And we'll make that a good night, even if nobody turns up. We'll make that a good night. Secondly, I'm going to have to announce a change of cast tonight. Unfortunately, Sandra won't be with us because her cat was run over today.
Oh no!
Oh, really?
Sounds like an episode of Weird William to me.
So the part of and the problem that we've got today is if I ask one of the girls to take Anna's part, the girls speak a lot together and the guys speak a lot together, so that probably would prove problematical. So Anthony will be taking the part of Anna tonight and Stanley.
Now, Dave, would you like me to do it in Sandra's
Yes, please. You can. Yes, please. You haven't got a little wig you could put on, have you?
He probably has.
Put the shorts on.
That's it. That's Sandra. Okay, right.
And the other thing is that so we're doing the hen do's and stag do episode this evening. Obviously, they got engaged on the last night. There's lots of drinking involved. If you have a glass and you want to drink along as the characters drink, feel free to and get pissed as we go.
And there's just a
group of people there.
and there's just a little bit of singing. So when the singing goes, everyone can join in, whether you're in the scene or not. Okay.
Anna's like, oh, I couldn't possibly.
Wasn't this all done today?
Singing? What?
Tanya's gone.
Has Anna got the microphone?
Do you know what? I didn't bring my microphone because I asked my mum whether I should bring it and she said no, thank you.
Oh my god!
That's a fair point.
Tanya's dropped.
Thank you.
That's dropped. She'll be back, I'm sure.
So
Oh, here she is.
do you want to kick off?
Are we ready?
Are we ready? Okay.
What's that? Oh.
What's that?
Turn up the music.
Hold it closer to the laptop, Paula.
If you share your screen, you can share music through the Zoom.
Is that okay, volume?
Yeah, just hold it held close to the laptop whenever you're doing it.
So, the Harvey's kitchen. Saturday morning. Robert Harvey and his wife Susan are enjoying a mid-morning cup of coffee together. Suddenly, there's a sharp knock on their front door.
Who can that be? I usually find the visitors this early on a Saturday morning. It is a bit of a precursor for, some sort of irritation.
Oh, Susan goes to answer the door and finds a young man wearing cowboy boots on the doorstep.
Oh, hello, cowboy.
Howdy, ma'am. How you doing this fine morning?
Oh, my goodness, you're an American?
I sure am, ma'am, from the great state of Texas, where they build us straight and they grow us tall.
Definitely stand out in a crowd of Bromsgrove folk who are not renowned for their height or straightness, come to think of it. But I wouldn't want to be sitting behind you at the pictures.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Clayton T. Roachford VII.
There's been quite a lot of you then.
Yes, sirree, ma'am. But the passing of time has diminished our numbers significantly.
Oh, I'm very sorry about that, Mr. Roachford.
Call me Clayton, ma'am. I'm afraid history... Oh, sorry. Is that it? I'm afraid history has not been kind to the Clayton T. Roachfords.
Has it not?
Well, the first Clayton T. Roachford perished in the Indiana Springbrook Bridge washout disaster in 1859, and they've been leaving us regularly ever since. Only Pa, Clayton T. Roachford VI, and me are left now.
Oh, you've had a lot of bad luck then.
May I inquire as to whether your husband is home today, ma'am?
Why? What are you selling? We don't buy at the door, Clayton, even from Americans in cowboy boots.
What I'm offering you today, ma'am, I promise you, won't cost a cent.
Well, that'll be a first, a free service. But from my experience, there's always a hidden cost buried deep in the small print, young man.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm not making myself clear. Today, I'm selling to you paradise. Would you permit me to inquire as to your name?
Susan Harvey, Mrs.
My mother and grandmother on my father's side were both called Susan, both named in honor of the American feminist Susan B. Anthony, 1820 to 1906, if my memory serves me correctly. Were you likewise named Susan after Susan B. Anthony? Susan?
No, I think I was named after a greyhound that my dad won some money on once called Sweet Sue.
Is that so? Your husband, Susan, is he by any chance home today?
Robert, can you come here, please?
Robert appears at the door.
Good morning to you, sir.
Robert, this is
Clayton T. Roachford VII. Delighted to make your acquaintance, sir.
Oh, hello, mate. Nice boots, by the way.
I've just been introducing myself to your delightful wife, Susan, here. And you are?
I'm Robert.
Robert. Such a noble name. Robert the Bruce. So you're Scottish, I'll say. Oak idle the noodle, as they say, if I'm any sort of judge.
Oh, you mean, I don't know. But no, actually, mate. I'm English, from Dustin to be precise.
Copy that, Robert. But it don't matter, as our various origins are unimportant. However, if we follow the correct path, then all our final destinations will be the same.
Yeah, but why don't they make it a bit crowded then? All of us turning up at the same place?
Yes, sir, it sure will be. But what a joyous congregation we will all be, standing as one, washed with the sacred blood of Jesus.
Are you collecting, Clayton? Because we already give.
Let me stop you there, Susan. Material wealth is not something my church nor I care to talk about. Take a look at these boots you both admire so generously. You can see that the soles are growing thin, and when the weather inclement, well, my feet get wet. But Roger and Susan, that's of no consequence to me.
Is it not? Are you sure? Does your mother share those views? She might have concerns about the consequences of that, Clayton. You don't want to be struck down with trench foot, young man. Get saddled with that and you'll soon change your mind regarding wet socks.
Susan, the good Lord will provide.
Dry socks?
I was born and bred in the aptly now named town of Splendora in Montgomery County in the great state of Texas. And do you know what the great state of Texas is known as? I'll tell you, the Lone Star State. And how did it get that name?
I don't know, from its flag?
No, that's what they'll tell you. But to the Splendora Town's Church of the Sacred Blood of the Risen Spirit, the Lone Star means something very different. Could I come in and perhaps explain myself better?
No.
Fully understand, people. I can see I haven't won over your trust yet, and that's the cross that I carry and the sins that I will have to bear. Let's pray. Oh Lord, provide clarity to dear friends Susan and Roger to recognize the power in the blood of the risen spirit.
Could you lower your voice, Clayton? They work night shifts next door, and they're probably trying to catch some sleep.
Susan, the Lone Star does not refer to the Texas flag. It refers to the Star of the East. Jesus was born in Texas.
Are you sure?
Let me explain, Roger.
Robert.
Right. Robert, it's been established by the church leaders that a cave just outside Splendora is where the wise men and the shepherds gathered at the feet of the living spirit. And we have a lot of sheep in Texas.
It must have been a crowded cave then.
They gathered around Susan, kings and shepherds, princes and paupers, all standing in line patiently waiting their turn to worship at his feet.
Oh, a bit like Disneyland, was it? The long lines and that.
The scripture's unclear, Roger. You might be right. It would have been crowded, but very respectful and peaceful in his sacred presence.
Not so much like Disneyland then.
Yeah, Clayton. Jesus was born about 2,000 years ago.
Copy that. I know what you're going to say, but if Bethlehem existed 2,000 years ago, you can bet your life that Texas did also.
No. Texas is only about 500 years old.
10-4, Robert, but that special cave ain't, though. That cave is at least 2,500 years old.
Yeah, but there wasn't any sheep in America 2,000 years ago. America didn't know what a sheep was until Christopher Columbus introduced them in the year 1500.
You're talking about Christ, the Columbus there, Roger.
Just then it began to rain.
Okay, look, I'm sorry, folks. It's been great talking with y'all, but as I said before, these boots ain't equipped for inclement weather. So if I may, I'll leave you with this literature from the Church of the Sacred Blood from the Risen Spirit, and hope you find the spiritual comfort we're all looking for within its pages. And I hope to see you all in Splendora sometime soon, where we can all gather to meet the risen embodiment of the living spirit.
Yeah.
Clayton turns and runs off, and Robert and Susan close the door.
Well done, Clayton.
That was fantastic.
Why did you get me involved in that, Susan?
I don't know. I just felt very vulnerable standing on the doorstep with him on my own. Like, do you think there was anything in what he said?
What? So we're all going to meet up in that cave in Splendora for a second coming of the sacred blood of the risen spirit.
Sounds a bit messy, doesn't it? All that sacred blood.
Later, there's another knock at the door.
You go this time, Robert. It looks as if it stopped raining. It's probably Clayton come back again.
Okay, but I'm not going to stand around talking about sacred blood, Susan. I might have to tell him to sling us up this time.
Robert goes to answer the door, and Susan listens from the lounge.
Oh my goodness, what a pleasant surprise. Come in. Susan, it's your sister.
Renee! Where have you been hiding yourself? It's been ages.
Would you like a brew?
You have a fruit-infused tea, Robert. I'm detoxing at the moment, trying to keep everything that's not good for me out of my body, out of my life, come to that.
Where's Colin then? Is he not with you?
Please don't talk to me about him, Robert. As I say, I'm detoxing.
There's not a problem between you and Colin, is there, Renee?
Ooh.
Left him, Susan. I should have done it years ago. I should have taken Pierce's offer more seriously.
Pierce?
Pierce Brosnan. A part in GoldenEye, Robert, 1995.
That's how much this jumper cost.
The course of our existence is directed by the mistakes we make, Robert.
Are you talking about my jumper?
Robert, what happened, Renee?
Same Judi Dench got the part.
Nah.
No, I mean the situation with Colin and leaving home. It's a bit drastic at our time of life, isn't it?
I know, Susan. It's not been an easy decision to make, but when the violence is involved, well, you can't take chances, can you?
Violence? That don't sound like Colin. I wouldn't describe him as being built for violence.
Don't let that 5'3" skinny frame fool you, Robert. He's very wiry and very difficult to pin down in a tussle. And his tongue can cut you to ribbons if you let him.
And he gave you no other choice but to leave him.
I'm afraid that's the long and short of it, Susan. I considered going to a women's refuge, but the woman I spoke to said they didn't have cable TV. I thought maybe I'd stay somewhere. I thought maybe I'd stay with you until I got myself settled. Like, you've got cable telly, Robert, haven't you?
Yeah.
I was in fear of my life. I just had to get out.
What happened? Colin always seems so, well, placid.
Still waters, Susan, still waters.
Yeah, but actual violence, Rennie.
Robert, it all blew out of nothing, as is usual with that man.
And what happened to cause him to threaten violence then?
It happened on Thursday. I came home from work because I was feeling a bit under the weather. Touch of the flu, maybe. Anyway, I took myself off to bed. He was still at work.
Well, you okay now? Because I've not had my flu jab yet.
Don't worry, it was only 24-hour flu, Robert.
Go on, Bab, finish your story.
Well, I'd only been in bed 30 minutes when there was a knock on the door. So I slipped on my housecoat and went to see who it was. Well, you could have knocked me over with a feather. Blake was standing at the door.
And who's Blake?
My brother-in-law. He married Colin's sister. You know Blake.
What did he want coming round the middle of the afternoon when you and Colin would normally be at work?
I told him he was lucky to catch someone in. He said he was driving past and noticed my car on the drive, so knocked off on the off chance.
Why though?
He wanted to borrow Colin's Black & Decker 6-speed hammer drill with a reverse thrust. I told him I was not feeling well enough for him to root for it in the shed on account of the flu. I told him I needed to go back to bed.
Didn't he take the hint then? Just clear off.
He told me I should eat something, and if I wanted him to, he'd make me some cock-a-leekie soup.
What? Cock-a-leekie soup? What? Does he make a nice drop of cock-a-leekie soup then?
Oh yes, he makes a lovely drop of cock-a-leekie soup, Robert. He's renowned for his cock-a-leekie soup in Smethwick. So I said okay, and he said I was to get myself back to bed and he'd bring it up when it was ready.
Cock-a-leekie soup.
Why do you keep saying cock-a-leekie soup like it's the most unusual soup you've ever heard of?
No.
After about 30 minutes, he came up with the soup and knocked very gently on the bedroom door, so as not to disturb in case I was sleeping. I told him to come in, but I was feeling so poorly. He said he'd help me with the spoon.
Yeah, we all know spoons can be tricky.
Exactly. I'd nearly finished the soup, and Robert, it was delicious. When Colin suddenly came bursting into the bedroom and started to go ballistic, shouting and threatening violence, I told him straight I wasn't going to lie here drinking cock-a-leekie soup listening to that threats of brutality.
Quite right too. You shouldn't have to be putting up with that sort of behaviour with a touch of the flu. Whilst trying to get a bowl of cock-a-leekie soup down you.
You're right, Susan. I told him straight. I wasn't going to take any of his old crap. I told him calmly if he left the bedroom, Blake and I would get dressed and we would and then I would discuss the situation rationally with him like an adult.
Why did Blake need to get dressed?
It was very warm in that bedroom, Robert, and there was quite a bit of spice in the cock-a-leekie soup.
So you both got dressed and went downstairs to talk it through.
To be perfectly honest with you, Susan, there shouldn't have been a need for much explanation from him just being discovered eating cock-a-leekie soup with my brother-in-law in the comfort of my own bedroom. Anyway, Blake said he thought it was best if he didn't speak with Colin just now. I watched him from the bedroom window, legging it down the garden path and climbing over the neighbour's fence at the bottom.
So, have you and Blake had cock-a-leekie soup together before then?
Robert!
I tried reasoning with him, but he was having none of it. So sod him, I say. I just couldn't stay. Staying wasn't an option, Susan. I just threw a few things together. I had no time to do much else. I practically left him with only the clothes on my back.
Well, what's in those 3 suitcases then, Renee?
Essentials, Robert, just essentials.
Well, you're welcome to stay here until you and Colin have sorted things out. I'm sure when things have calmed down, the pair of you are not going to let an innocent bowl of cock-a-leekie soup mess up your lives.
Oh, cock-a-leekie soup can be unpredictable though, Susan.
No, he's had his chance. I'm really going to get a really good solicitor and take him for every penny he's got.
Is Colin still selling potatoes down the veg market then?
He's doing very nicely down there, thank you very much. He's branched out now. He's selling collies as well as spuds now.
Robert, give Renee a hand with those cases up to Stella's old room.
Thanks, Robert. Is it okay if I take a little nap? I don't think I've fully shaken off this 24-hour flu yet.
Well done.
Robert returns from taking Renee's suitcases up to Stella's old bedroom.
Wow, what do you make of all that then?
Oh, you know, Renee, always a bit of a drama queen. It'll all blow over.
No, I don't think we've had the tricky complication of cock-a-leekie soup before that. How long do you think before, she's going to be staying?
I'm not sure, Robert. We can't kick her out.
No, I suppose not. One eventful morning, and next Saturday is unlikely to be any better. I'm going to have to be tough mentally, prepared for this evening's activities. Now Stan's asked Richie to organise a stag do, which at the moment is leaving me with some anxiety.
Well, as unlikely as it seems, Stella is very excited about being asked to arrange our girls' night out. Seems to have given her a new lease of life. Very motivated she is. I just hope her high expectations not brought crashing down to earth by the age of the bride. It might not be wanting something as extravagant as Stella might be tempted to arrange for a hen night.
Yeah, likewise with Richie. Don't get me wrong, I like the lad, but I'm not sure I want to be on the arse end of his, organising a stag do by him. Should something not go as planned, or even less planned come to that.
We'll probably end up at Barry's bend over bar.
William comes into the kitchen with the morning's post.
The post arrived, Dad. I've just sent over to the postie for the first time after all these years. He's still wearing shorts. Told me he wears them all year round, no matter what the weather.
Yeah, that's right. I've never seen him out of them either. You definitely know you don't need to be hardy to be a postie in this neck of the woods.
Bloody right, the amount of wind and rain we get up here. Did you catch a glimpse of his knees though, William?
Oh, no, Mum. His knees were obscured from my vision by the pile of posts he handed me. Why?
They are all red, raw, and showing signs of chafing. You could do with a good moisturiser on those knees.
And just think what his knees have been sacrificed for. Dragging every bag around, delivering mostly crap these days. The post ain't what it used to be.
It's not his fault he only brings mostly rubbish. I blame the post office.
Yeah, I agree with you, Susan. Making him deliver crap the length and breadth of Bromsgrove just to make the service pay. It's not right.
Well, let's have a look at what he's brought us today, shall we?
There's a pause as Susan sifts through the post.
Gordon the gutter man. Well, he wants to give us a free quote to clean out the gutters. Someone else wants to buy the house and give me total security for the rest of my life. Oh, what's this one? Oh, someone wants me to pay him 73p a week and they'll pay for your funeral, Robert. I must say, I wasn't expecting to be paying that much to send you off when the time comes.
Well, I wonder what would happen if you paid the first 73p and then I croaked.
Why would you care? You'd be dead. No. It would be left for me to be arguing with the toss with them over an oak or possibly leaky casket, suitable number of hearses or a community coach for the mourners and a headstone that's only stated the bleeding obvious rather than one that contains some poignant message of love and affection.
Yeah, but even if I was dead, you would still expect a certain amount of dignity regarding my final journey to be that uncertain destination, Susan.
Dead is dead, Robert. You would have ceased caring, Bab. By the time your box is trundling towards that oven, all your afterlife concerns will have either been answered, hopefully to your satisfaction, or not, as I suspect most probably will likely be the case. And the daunting prospect of an eternity without conscious appreciation will be your reality.
Well, I wouldn't want to be a burden to you, Susan, if I couldn't be around to provide comfort, you know?
I should bloody hope not. I wouldn't want you popping back after you're dead just to provide comfort. I'd find that most upsetting.
Now, I don't want to interrupt, but how much do you reckon you would pay for my funeral, Mum? Seeing as I should, on the assumption of probabilities, likely live out the period?
Well, on the assumption of probability, William, when your turn comes, funeral arrangements will, in all likelihood, be a very different affair from what they are today.
Is that because by then you lot will all be taking up all the free space in the graveyard and cremation will have been banned because of the environmental concerns?
Yes, very probably, William. When your time comes, you can be frozen and kept in a fridge somewhere while they wait for a cure for whatever disease you died of to be discovered.
I don't like the sound of that. I fucking hate the cold.
In America, if you've got the money, you can be frozen now, providing you're dead, of course.
Some of them just have their heads frozen.
That don't seem likely, Susan. What's the point of that? A frozen head on a decomposing body?
Don't worry, Robert. It's only for those with remarkable brains. I don't think anyone will be scrambling to freeze your head when you're dead.
Well, that's not going to happen to me.
And how do you propose to stop it, William, after you're dead? You probably won't have a say in the matter.
No, your mum's right. Big Brother will be taking care of your remains, frozen or not.
I don't even like winters. Let alone an eternity of being frozen.
You'd only be frozen so they could bring you back cured of whatever killed you.
Your mum's right again, William. You know, all you'd have to worry about would be being able to remember who you were before you died, like a bit like power car, I suppose.
Oh, I'm shivering at the prospect already. Oh, by the way, the post gave me this box for you as well, Mum.
Oh, how intriguing. Now, this is something the Postie provides an important service for, bringing unexpected small boxes containing possibly something exciting, which the recipient is not expecting. I wonder what it is.
Wow, it's totally packaged. I'll say that for it.
Right, Robert, it's been beautifully wrapped.
Who's it from, Mum?
That's interesting. It's from the Electric Cinema on Station Street.
I used to work there.
That's the cinema. Yeah, that's the cinema we were at last Tuesday, Susan.
Oh, maybe we've won free tickets or something. Well, that's strange.
What is it, Bab?
It says if undelivered, do not return to sender. Dispose of as you see fit.
Well, that don't sound like as if it's free tickets, Mum. Maybe you dropped something?
You don't think we misplaced anything, Susan, did we?
I don't think so. I'm not aware of losing anything that night. Nothing I've discovered that's missing at any rate.
Wow, just bloody open the thing. Then we'll know. All this speculation is just building tension.
You don't think it could be something nasty, do you, Robert? You don't think it could be a bomb or a nasty chemical like they had in Salisbury?
What? You think it might be something like Novichok, Mum?
The package has been sent by the Electric Cinema, not the bloody Russian embassy. I think it's probably quite safe to open, Susan. Come on.
You would say that, Robert. I don't see you offering to open it. William, fetch a bowl of water from the kitchen just in case.
Susan gingerly opens the top of the box. Robert and William peer over her shoulder.
Bang!
Oh, there's a note inside.
Pass it to me, Susan. You don't have your glasses on.
Susan passes the note to Robert, who unfolds the piece of paper.
What does it say, Dad? Does it say wear protective gloves and goggles before proceeding, like?
William, it's not going to be Novichok, is it? It says that the contents of the box was found by the cleaner who handed it in at the Lost Property Office. It was found under the seat allocated to Susan Harvey, as determined from her online ticket purchase. But due to the nature of the find, it was decided to return the item to Mrs. Harvey in haste, in case the loss was causing her some distress.
Well, that was very good of them, but I haven't lost anything.
You can't be certain until you've opened it, Mum.
Susan opens the packaging very carefully and stares at what's inside the box.
Oh my God. Look at what they've sent me in the post.
Robert and William peer into the box.
It looks like they've said to send false teeth, Susan.
What do you mean, looks like? Without a doubt, it's a bloody set of false teeth, Robert.
I didn't know you wore false teeth, Mum.
What on earth are you talking about, William? Does it look as if I've lost my teeth?
Sorry, Mum.
Look at them. They're not even a lady set of teeth. Not unless she stands on 4 legs and runs at Warwick Racecourse.
You're quite right, Susan. It looks as if whoever misplaced them had a pretty decent meal before losing them. Is that cabbage I can see between the teeth?
Oh, well, Robert, I can't bear to inspect them that closely. All I know is that I did not lose them. They're bloody well not mine. They could do with a good scrub with Sterident, if you ask me. Just get rid of them, Robert. I can't stand the sight of them. It's so disappointing, expecting a nice surprise. A pair of free tickets in the executive seats at the cinema, getting some old bugger's dentures instead.
He's gone for a wee.
You can hold what do you mean he's gone for a wee?
No.
Robert!
You have to play his role, Ruth.
Randy's off as well.
Another G&T.
Oh my God, I've been kicked out too.
Yeah.
You're quite right, Susan. It looks. No,
no.
Where am I supposed to put them? I wouldn't feel comfortable just chucking them in the bin.
What do you want to do with them then? Put them in a Perspex box and keep them on display with Denby plates? We should have been you that bought the tickets and you'd be stuck with the problem of what to do with the bloody things.
It's immaterial, Wilson, Susan. In all probability, it will be down to me to resolve the problem.
My God, Robert, what sort of man lets his wife deal with the messy problems of disposing of an unwanted pair of dentures?
Why don't you take him back to the cinema?
They've already made it clear they don't want them back anymore. Then I want to keep them.
Well, on reflection, I think it's best they send them to you, Susan.
How do you arrive at that conclusion, Robert? Bloody typical. I've never met a man with sloppier shoulders. Sorry. I've never met a man with slopier shoulders than yours.
That sounds slopier. That sounds sloppier.
It definitely says sloppier. Yeah.
Sorry.
I've never met a man with sloppier shoulders.
All I'm saying is that we've determined that they are probably men's false teeth. And as you are a woman, no one could speculate that you lost them back.
That and the bloody fact I've still got all my own teeth, brain of Whitton.
Just then, there's a knock on the front door.
Not someone else now. So who is it, William? Susan's led the parcel. No, sorry, Susan. Let's just parcel them up for now, and I'll have a think about what to do with them.
William returns.
There's an old bloke at the door, Dad.
What does he want?
Not totally sure, as he's difficult to understand on an accent, on account that he's dribbling quite bad and doesn't have in his head.
The Harvey's living room, the following Saturday stag night, early evening. Robert answers the door and invites Stan and Richie in.
Oh, Stanley, Richie, come in, lads. Oh, Stanley, I'm very impressed.
Why is that then, Robert?
Well, your shoes are immaculate. I can see there's going to be nothing on the soles of those that Susan won't be concerned about.
Oh, it's a special occasion, Robert. You can't be having stuff on the bottom of your shoes, even though it is mostly just mud. Not when it's a special occasion, like.
Yeah. Well, come through, lads, come through.
Stan and Richie joins William in the living room and the four men sit down.
Okay, right. First things first. Let's get some drinks in front of us, and then let's have a little shot. Come on, and then we can start relaxing to the evening. Then Richard can tell us what he has in store for us tonight.
Right, good shout, Mr. H. Always good to get some drink down your neck to help us mellow out the evening out, so to speak. Robert the Bob, can you fetch us some shot glasses? I've got some tequila and limes in my bag to put in them.
I don't think we've got any shot glasses, Richie, actually. It's not something that me and Susan find ourselves needing very often.
Don't stress it, Mr. H. I'll just bring out some egg cups if you don't mind. That'll do.
It's only 7:30, Richard, lad. Tequila shots on empty stomachs. I'm wondering what uncertain path that might be taking us down, eh?
Oh, you'll be right. You'll be right, Stan. We see you don't go wandering down some uncertain path.
Robert returns with 4 egg cups and a tray of salt.
Hey, shut.
Okay, a little unconventional, Robert, but this is an evening. This evening will be a night for breaking the shackles, for bravely going forth like bold adventurers, where we shall go. No man has ever trod. The bravest men fear to tread.
You wait for yourself, Richie, lad. I'm not proposing to tread anywhere if bravery is required.
No, just take a look at the four of us, Mr. H. We span the ages. What can be thrown at us this evening that at least one of us has not experienced before?
Sure, if any of us have had any experience in Barrow, Richie.
What's happened?
What the fuck was that?
Tanner's falling over.
All right.
Are you okay?
Yeah, she's just upset that we're going to the bend over bar.
We don't know we're going to Barry's Bend Over Bar yet.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Where are we?
I asked Adrian from work about about that club's darker lore, and he told me that they're all very nice chaps in there. And let's not get bent up over Barry's Bend Over Bar. Fuck that.
I'll drink to that, Richie.
All right, me too.
I must admit, I'm a bit apprehensive of finding ourselves compromised in Barry.
Right, lads, I propose a toast to our guest of honour and his intended, Stan, Gran, and to a night of exciting anticipation. Everyone, please, raise an egg cup.
Richie tops each egg cup up with tequila.
Pinch of salt on the back of your left hand, down the drink in one, lick the salt, and then suck on a wedge of lime. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
To Stan,
exciting anticipation.
Everyone follows Richard's instruction, but all in a different order.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh,
shit, man.
That's left me head spinning, Richie. Should it do that?
After your third, mate, you'll practically not even notice it, William.
So, come on then, Richie. What's the plan then? I'm on tender hooks here.
Okay. All right. So the minibus is going to pick us up at 8. And I thought maybe we could make our way first to the Spotted Cow and raise a glass to Grandad. Yeah? Then we'll make our way into Brum via the Dog and Pheasant, the Ewe and Lamb, the Greyhound. I thought it would be nice to keep an animal theme, across the whole evening, and then a short hop to the Viceroy Tandoori, where our table will be waiting for us. After that, we can see how we're feeling and decide where we want to venture next, like.
Richie tops each egg cup up with tequila again, and the toast this time is...
The ladies!
Ladies! Wait! Oh, it's me, shit. This will be the first stag night, lads. It sounds a little bit daunting, with just a little hint of hidden danger about it.
Why, you'll leave here with the innocent gaze of a lamb, William, but return with the perceptive eye of a tiger.
Well, I'm not sure how his mother's going to feel about that, Stan.
Before the minibus arrives, there are some ground rules that I think we need to be familiar with, if that's okay.
I'm not sure about ground rules, Richie. Avoiding the ground and staying vertically upright must be the most challenging aspect of the evening, if I have any more of those tequilas.
What are these ground rules then, Richie, and why do we need them?
Well, first and foremost is that whatever happens tonight on Stan Stag Do stays on Stan Stag Do. It's got to be done. We don't want any small indiscretion slipping out, causing distress and unnecessary discomfort for anyone else. Agreed? Agreed. All right. Good. Secondarily, no one gets left behind. 5 of us go out, 5 return. As the BBC reported during the Falklands, I will count you all as I go out and I'll count you all as I come back. I'll take responsibility for that.
But who's the 5th then, Richie? Because last time I counted, there's only bloody 4 of us.
Is there? Oh, right. Okay. Yes. 4 go out, 4 come back. Absolutely. No exceptions.
I think we can all feel very comfortable with that approach, Richie lad.
And finally, just in case any unforeseen incidents or circumstances arise that mean anyone has to be left behind, I will be issuing you all with nom de plumes, all right, as a safety precaution.
Is that really necessary, Richard?
Yeah, it is.
After all, we're going for a few drinks, a curry, and probably not much else.
No. No, it is necessary, I'm afraid, Robert. I hope you're right, Robert. But just to be on the safe side, I do want every eventuality covered. And if our real names are not used, then that's another worry eliminated, isn't it?
Not unless one of the emergency services are involved, of course. It'd be pointless having to report a disappearance or an accident and not provide our proper names, especially if we want them to be taking us any kind of seriously.
That is such an unlikely eventuality, William. All right. I was thinking more along the lines of some wanted attention from a shady ne'er-do-well.
Okay, Richie, well, what do we call ourselves then?
Right, so here's what I have thought of the situation, nom de plumes wise, for all of you. Stanley, you will be known for the rest of the evening as Johnny Ace.
Oh, fair enough. I'm happy enough with Johnny Ace.
Robert the Bob, you will be known as Ice Commander.
Oh.
What's all this Robert the Bob about, Richard?
Don't like your name, Mr. H. I thought it rolled off the tongue nicely and was unlikely to have caused any offence.
Okay, you can call me Robert the Bob if you like, but I'm not so sure about Ice Commander.
It's your nom de plume, Mr. H. It sums up your cold exterior, but you're strong, warm in a core.
No, David.
William, right. You're like this. You are going to be known as Tommy the Fish.
Tommy the Fish. I quite like that, Richie. It's got a ring of a mafia about it.
It's got more of a ring of a fishmonger, if you ask me.
William does an impression of a gangster. Very good.
No one better to mess with Tommy the Fish unless
Or a nice filleted haddock. or what we're going to call you then, Richie Lies?
Gentlemen, for one night only, you must all refer to me as Wolverine.
Will you be the Wolverines? That's a small bear, or the Wolverines? That's a superhero. The hands of pointy steel.
There you go, Richie. Your first decision of the night. Your choice, lad. It is to be fact. Is it to be fact or fiction? Bear or pointy knuckles?
I wasn't aware of a bear named after a superhero. I was only familiar with the bloke with the pointy knuckles.
Well, yeah, I guess it answers my question then.
Right, let me see. It's 10 minutes before the bus is due to turn up. So I suggest another shot of tequila.
Get another one in.
2 more shots are drunk before the minibus arrives.
Way up. Minibus has arrived, if I'm not mistaken. Best be getting going, lads. We don't want to keep them waiting.
Drink up.
Come on, lad.
Has anyone seen my cap?
It's on your head, mate.
Okay then. Oh, best place for, isn't it? Oh, those tequilas have made the top of my head go numb. I couldn't feel a thing around my eyebrow. So
The lads leave the house and board the minibus singing Red, Red Wine.
red, red wine. It's up to you.
All the
We're having fun. That was savage.
Cynthia's living room, the same Saturday early evening. It's the hen party. Cynthia is waiting for Susan, Betty, Stella and Annabelle to arrive for her ladies' night out.
I hope I've done the right thing, having a hen night at my time of life, and also asking Stella to arrange it. I don't want to be compromised on a hen night, or anywhere else for that matter. Is that a taxi pulling up? Yes, good, that's them. Oh, well, Cynthia, my girl, better make the most of it, because sure as eggs, you won't be putting yourself through this again. So come on, girls, let the party begin.
Cynthia, what watches Stella, Susan, Bessie and Annabelle walk up her path to her front door and goes to let them in.
There she is, girl of the moment.
Stella throws her arms around Cynthia and hugs her.
Come on in, girls. I can see you've all gone to a lot of effort to be looking best this evening. Do you think this two-piece jumper and cardi is going to be suitable, like?
You look lovely, Gran, and I'm hoping we've planned an entertaining evening for you to remember. I have to say, I'm looking forward to it. Gran, it's going to be banging.
I hope you haven't wasted money on fireworks, Stella Bab.
We'll be inside tonight, Mum, where it'll be warm and cosy.
Indoor fireworks? They've always been a bit of a letdown at Christmas, Susan, if you remember.
I promise you, Gran, there'll be no Roman candle eruptions or explosion whiz bangs tonight, not unless we're instigating them.
As the actress.
Let's to the bishop!
Bessie hugs Cynthia in welcome.
Cynthia Bab, it's so lovely to be invited to share this evening with you and your family.
Betty, what are you talking about? You are family.
Mrs. Harvey, is it okay if I call you Gran tonight?
Of course you can, Bab. There'll be no more Cynthia Harvey in a couple of weeks anyway.
You've got ice, Gran, because I've bought the gin and the mixers.
I thought we'd be going out, Stella. I've got nothing special in for us, like.
Have you got any ice, Gran?
Yeah, I've got plenty of ice, Stella.
Then that's all you need. These are just pre-going out drinks to get us all in the mood before we go out, like.
Oh, I'm in the mood for some before going out pre-drink, Stella. Don't think I've had before going out pre-drinks before.
Cynthia fetches the ice and glasses.
Now, you be careful with those cocktails, Stella. We don't want them before going out pre-drinks wrecking the evening, before we've actually gone anywhere. We don't want another spotted cow incident like that Christmas Eve, do we?
Don't worry, Mum. These will mostly be mixers, ice and fruit. And how many times do I have to tell you? My drink was spiked at Christmas Eve. That was spotted cow. But you keep on bringing it up.
Yes, Susan, we're all big girls now and we've all had a drink or two in our time.
That's true. You did for most of me brandy last time you were here, Betty, if you remember.
But that was mostly medicinal, Bab, on account of my unfortunate experience with those London dwellers slipping me that Mickey.
Oh, medicinal. Is that what you're calling it, is it?
Yeah.
Hey!
So sounds very exciting, Stella. What cocktail are you going to offer us first, like?
To give us all a fighting chance of staying the course, so to speak, I suggest we warm up with a non-nonsense G&T to start.
Stella, please remember we have a young'un in our midst. I feel a certain responsibility to Annabelle's mother.
You go worrying on my account, Susan. Mom told me that she often dipped my dummy into gin to send me off to sleep when I was toddler.
Really? It doesn't seem to have done you any harm, Bab.
No, Annabelle can probably drink us all under the table.
Well, I'm not sure about that, Betty. But when I was at uni, I was usually the first one up on the table after a few drinks, waving me bra.
Really?
Standing on a table, waving me bra was how I first attracted William, I seem to remember.
Really?
Well, come on, Stella. What have you got in store for us tonight then, Bab?
Nothing, I hope, that will involve any of us standing on tables waving anything. After all, we aren't looking to attract that sort of attention, are we?
Don't you worry, Gran. Waving bras is not on the agenda this evening. What I have planned is an evening at the Lombardo Karaoke Supper Club.
Oh, very posh. There'd be no waving bras in that establishment.
Not unless your karaoke song of choice is You Can Leave Your Hat On, Gran.
I'll not be wearing a hat tonight, Stella Bab.
Lombardos are in for a treat tonight then, Mum.
Remember, so get these rosemary and grapefruit cocktails down your necks because the night, ladies, is very, very young.
2 more cocktails are drunk before the minibus arrives. The driver honks his horn.
Girls are carried away. Now make sure you've all got everything you need with you. We don't want to be retracing our steps too early tonight.
Seems to be pretty impatient, but there's no rush. Finish your cocktails, ladies. Let the bugger wait a few minutes. It'll not hurt him.
We'll be out in a minute, driver. God, we won't be long. Just leave the engine running like.
The girls finish their drinks, put on their coats and leave to board the minibus, singing the Diana Ross song, I'm Coming Out.
They're coming out.
Want
We want the world to know.
Let it show. We're coming out.
We're coming out. We want the world to know. Got to let it show.
Oh.
Hannah, did you see this?
Boys' minibus arrives back at the Harveys' home after their night out and they disembark all very drunk and half carrying William.
He's got the eye of the tiger. He's just like lead seed for Last survivor puts his prey in the bike.
No, there's some talking. There's some talking.
The challenge.
They walk up and then they...
Yeah, they're all singing. He's got the eye
Oh,
of the
okay,
tiger.
sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was right.
Last survivor's got his prey in the night. Of the
I
tiger.
have the tiger.
Say hello.
Stanley.
Yeah, right. Right, put him on the couch, lads. How you feeling, William?
Let me down gently, lads. Lay me down. Tommy the fish has returned with the eye of the tiger. I have the indiscreet vision of a goat when we left, but I've returned with the perspective vision of a killer cat.
I think it was the squint of a lamb as a goat.
It don't matter. I've got the eye of the tiger now. Wolverine. Do you have the eye of the tiger?
I'm not sure I do, Tommy the fish. I've got 4 eyes of the tiger.
What makes you think you got the eye of the tiger, Tommy the fish? Apart from 5 vodka shots, 4 pints, a couple of Southern Comforts, not to mention the lime margaritas you downed at Barry's. Oh,
Hey,
Oh.
easy, Ice Commander. Well, it is known to the fact that a tiger can spot its prey miles away, way off in the murky depths of the savannah, miles from its lair. The slightest movement of a stout or wounded beast, and he's off, day or night, tracking it down, preparing itself.
No,
Kill.
I think you're confusing a tiger, Tommy the fish, with the sparrowhawk, Tommy, regarding the quality of their eyesight. Like,
I don't think a sparrowhawk could make much of an impression on a wildebeest in a frenzied attack like Richie Wolverine. Not unless he had a bit of an itch on the back of its neck, look.
he's right.
How far can you see at the moment, then, Tommy the fish?
Well, I'll show you. Take off your cap and go and put it at the bottom of the garden in Dad's... Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. I meant Ice Commander's edge. Go and do it. Wolverine's turned out all the lights. The street lamp should be all the lights I need. Now with the tiger's eye. I will locate, without the use of a torch or a flashlight, Johnny Ace's cap.
A what?
Stanley takes his cap off and places it on his lap. After a pause.
Right on, Tommy. The cap's hidden in your dad's. Ice Commander's hedge. Off you go then, lad, without your torch, and fetch it back for us.
Wait. Have I still got my shoes on, lad? Because David, I can't feel my feet.
You've got one on, Tommy.
Well, where's the other one then?
I think you might have left you to Barry somehow, mate.
We were leaping about on the dance floor very energetically, I seem to remember.
William unsteadily gets to his feet in the darkened room. They all hear a large bang and a yell from William.
Oh!
Richie, put the light on. Let's see what the bloody stupid bugger's gone and done.
Richie puts on the lights.
Oh, silly bug has fallen over the coffee table.
I don't think that stoat or wildebeest would have too much to worry about tonight. We're right.
Get him back on the couch. If Susan comes home and bloody sees him like this, we'll be able for the high jump.
Well, Witchy Wolverine, thanks for organising a really great evening, lad. Nice warm up with the vodka shots, and wild judge route via the pubs to the Vice to attend Ori. And who would have thought that Barry would be such a nice bloke?
Right, who's up for a nightcap?
Well, I'm not sure, Richie.
Yeah, come on.
No, I don't know, mate. My head's beginning to feel as if it's nothing much, in common with the rest of me right now.
I'm not talking about vodka. I'm not taking any vodka home with me, Robert or Bob. You up for it, Johnny?
Oh, go on then. Where's the arm?
Who would have thought how welcome we would be to fill Barry's bend over bar. Not being members, or having much in common, but with most of them in there, like.
It was so nice of those three mates of Barry to come over and join us, making us feel right at home, like.
I think it was my cap that gave us all something in common with those lads.
Yeah.
It was. It gave you something in common with them, Stan.
But they wore leather bikers caps, didn't they, Mr. H? Stanley's cap's not leather.
I quite like their medallions. I might get myself a medallion.
I think you need quite a hairy chest for an impressive medallion.
Yeah, but did you say what they had engraved on them?
I did. Dominic had to mum on one side and Barry Manilow on the back side.
Oh, I didn't see.
And also on the back of his medallion.
The quietest one of the three. But I'm not surprised he had such feelings for his mother. Or Barry Manilow comes to that.
Rainbow was my old scorer, I thought. Judy Garland on one side and Bette Midler on the other.
Raphael had village people on both sides, which I thought was nice.
You think that was because he had a special affection for the village people?
I think there were just too many of them, William, to get them all on one side.
That's right.
Right, well, here we go, lads. A toast. Let's have a toast. To Stanley, who would always be remembered down Barry's bend over bar as the lad, the Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace.
Oh, Stanley, don't forget Johnny Ace.
Cheers, guys. May you and Mum be very happy together.
Stanley.
Welcome to the family, Stanley.
Not forgetting Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace.
Stanley!
Egg cups are topped up again.
Thanks, Robert, and thanks again, Richie, for a great evening. A toast to two great mates, not forgetting Sleeping Beauty on the sofa there, of course. To friendship.
To friendship.
Egg cups are filled with the last of the vodka.
I'll give you a toast. New acquaintances, not forgetting Dominic, Raymond, and Raphael.
William's lost shoe, wherever it might be.
New
acquaintances.
Not forgetting
Raymond,
Raphael,
William,
Stu,
baby.
Wow.
Very good.
Well, as the vodka bowl appears to be empty, and my watch seems to be telling me that it's 3 a.m. I suggest we call it a night, lads.
What?
I should have come on my back.
Hey.
Not sure I can get a taxi back into Bromsgrove at 3 a.m.
I'll walk you, Stanley. I'm sure you're on my way. Like, where do you live, mate?
Bottom of Fishmonger Lane, Richie.
If he was conscious, you'd be right up Tommy the Fisher's alley.
No, listen, no one's going anywhere tonight, Stan and Richie. Like, if you two are okay sleeping together, you can have mine and Susan's bed. She'll not be home tonight, and I take Stella's old room. That's fine. And if you give me a hand with Rip Van Winkle on the sofa, getting him up to his room, it'll be all fine. We'll be sorted.
William wakes as they carry him up the stairs.
Unfloated, lads. So carry me gentle, boys. And Tommy the Fish is retiring out of his bed. I've had it. Oh, I might be sick.
I'll leave you a bucket, mate, because we'll clear up any spillages, my lad. All right.
They all stagger up to their various beds and the house falls dark and silent.
Night,
night, Stan. Night, Richie.
Yeah.
Where's my bucket?
Night, Robert.
Renee, oh my God, I forgot you were there. I'm so sorry.
Don't stress it, Robert. There's plenty of room for two. I'll bunch over.
No, I can't stay here, Renee.
Why not? I'll tell you. I'll not tell if you don't.
Wow, just don't go fetching that bloody cock-a-leekie soap.
Ah!
You sound like an incontinent Japanese.
What are you talking about?
That's so my cock-a-leekie.
Oh,
okay.
Oh. What an episode. What a fucking belter.
God.
The girls disembark their minibus and arrive back at Cynthia's from their night out. They conga up the path singing "We Are Family."
We are family.
I
got all my sisters with me.
Sing.
We are family. Woo! Get up, everybody to sing. Come on in, everyone. Make yourselves comfortable. Should I put a kettle on?
Put the kettle on, my arse gran. Not when there's alcohol lurking about the place.
Good girl, Stella. Sniff it out, laugh.
Can we open up your sideboard cupboard, Mum, and see what we can find in there?
Of course you can. Just be careful. Don't go waking Jim up.
Bloody hell, Mum. There's a brewery hidden away in your sideboard cupboard.
Not hidden, Susan. Waiting for that special occasion.
Well, if tonight's not considered a special occasion, Gran, then I don't know what would be.
Where's Annabelle?
Did she go straight through to the loo?
Cynthia calls out to Annabelle outside the downstairs loo.
Annabelle, are you in there, Bab?
No sound is heard.
Would she have gone upstairs for a lay down, perhaps?
Stella goes upstairs to check the bedrooms.
She's not up there. Oh my God, we've lost her.
She did get in the minibus, didn't she? When we left Lombardo's. Who was she sitting next to on the bus?
The room goes quiet. Oh, I've lost it. Everyone trying to remember if they were sitting next to Annabelle.
Betty and me were sitting behind the driver. I remember noticing a mole on the back of his neck. I thought about mentioning it, but I thought he might have not been uncomfortable with that. There was no one sitting in the front seat, I'm sure of that.
Mum and me were sitting behind you two. Annabelle must have been on the back seat.
To be fair, there probably was room. for her to lay down at the back there. That's probably why no one noticed when we were getting off.
Oh my God, that poor girl. She could be anywhere by now. What if his next pickup is a bunch of drunken rugby people? What are they going to do, finding Sleeping Beauty on the back seat?
My blood's run cold just thinking about it, Mum.
Just out of interest though, would anyone recognise him if you saw him in like a police lineup?
I think I'd recognise that mould again if I saw it.
Why on earth would we be wanting to do that, Betty?
You hear such dreadful stories about young girls being left in the back of minibuses.
Do you, Gran?
Oh my God, what am I going to say to William?
I would think the police and then Annabelle's mum and dad, not necessarily in that order, might be more of a problem for us than telling William.
You're absolutely right, Betty Bab. We've got to call the police.
Susan dials 999.
Hello? Yes. Police, please. Oh, hello, is that the police? I'd like to report a missing person. Yeah. My name's Susan Harvey. Her name's Annabelle. Oh, I'm not sure. Stella, what's Annabelle's name? Surname?
I don't know, Mum.
I think it's written on the top of the script.
Oh.
That's one for Brendan O'Carroll, that.
I don't know her surname.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not sure of her exact age either. I think she's maybe between like 19, 24. No, so I can't be more precise. She's my son's girlfriend. He's William Harvey and he's 22. No, I haven't spoken to him. No, they're not out together now. He's out with his dad this evening. When did I last see her? You ask. Ladies, when did we last see Annabelle?
Can't be sure she was even in the minibus with us.
I think she did get on the bus. I think she did.
Yes, I'm almost certain she was in the back seat of the minibus.
Hello? Oh, hello. Yeah, we think she was in the minibus with us on the back seat. Sorry. What did you say? Bad line. How long has she been missing? Is that your question? Well, let me think. If she was in the back seat with us in the minibus, about 10 or 15 minutes. Well, really? I didn't expect that sort of language from someone in uniform, young man. No, she's not putting the bins out. Bins go out on a Tuesday round here.
Just then they hear a car horn honking and they all rush to the window.
Oh, thank God. The driver's brought her back. Thank you for your trouble, Constable. We seem to have found her. Yes, she appears to be okay. Yeah. She's waving to us from the back of the minibus. Thank you. I've got to go. Oh, that's very nice. I don't think I've ever heard such a thing from a man in uniform. Goodbye.
What did he say, Mum?
He said he's had longer shifts than the time.
Go and help her up the path, Stella. She looks very uncertain on her pins, that girl.
Stella brings Annabelle into the living room and she slumps down on the couch.
Annabelle, steady girl, are you all right? What happened in the minibus?
Hello, everybody. Laura,
Where's she from?
I wondered where you had all gone.
You scared, silly? What happened? Did you fall asleep in the back of the minibus?
I must have. The minibus driver woke me up when he was checking the bus was secure before leaving it locked and parked up for the night.
Stop having to bring you back.
He didn't seem to mind. Said he might like to stick about for on the bill when he sends it in. Stick a bit on the bill when he sends it in.
Bloody cheek. I believe it was his responsibility to ensure all passengers had got off. You wouldn't expect EasyJet to take off again to another destination without checking everybody had got off first. If he adds anything onto the bill, I'll be challenging it.
He said that I was the prettiest thing that anyone had ever left behind in one of his minibuses.
I hope he was the perfect gent, Annabelle, and he didn't try and take any liberties with you, seeing as you're pissed as a hand cart like.
He was a perfect gentleman, Gran, as far as I can remember.
How could we leave one behind? Unforgivable.
But I wasn't the only thing you left behind.
What do you mean?
Besides finding me in the back of his minibus, the driver also found Stella's Golden Sun Luxury Coach ID badge.
How on earth did I drop that?
He also found a box of peppermint flavored Tic Tacs.
That'll be mine.
And a pair of surgical ankle socks.
They're not
mine.
The ankles are beginning to swell, so I slipped them off.
Will you be wanting them back then, Gran?
Oh yes, Annabelle, I need the support, Bab.
Okay.
Well, let's get some more drinks down us. Annabelle's done me a big favour for all of these. It would have been a right pain getting to work without that ID card.
All right, I could have lived without the Tic Tacs.
On second thoughts, I'm not sure if I'd want those ankle socks back, Annabelle, especially if I'd have to go and claim them.
No, you're all right, Gran. I thought they might be yours, so I put them in my bag. Here we are.
Thanks, Annabelle. You're a treasure. Give them here. I might as well stick them on now, as my ankle's gone down.
The drinks are poured and the girls begin to relax again.
What a wonderful evening. Even Annabelle's little scare proved to be a blessing regarding Stella's ID card and Mum's surgical ankle socks.
There were some lovely karaoke singers and lambardos tonight.
You could have knocked me for 6, Betty, when you got up. You must have had a fine pair of lungs on you to sing Britney's Hit Me Baby One More Time with such impromptu gusto.
Hit me, baby,
One more time.
More drinks are poured.
Come on, everyone. This boo's not going to drink itself. You okay, Betty? Only you seem a little quiet all of a sudden.
I'm fine, Stella Bab, just reflecting. This sort of events always brings back a few unwanted memories for me.
Is it something that you sort of referred to at Mum's big announcement get-together?
Don't remember. What did I say?
You said something about a bit of disappointment that you prefer to keep in your cupboard.
Yeah, that'd be it, Stella, but, a long time ago now, so...
What did you keep in your cupboard, Betty, that makes you reflect in a melancholy way?
You've been taking lessons from Richie. I had to warn him about prying into Betty's cupboard with disappointing events.
It's okay, Stella. Maybe it's time to back myself. Top me up first, though. I'll need a drink if I'm this... I'll need a drink if I'm too empty. If I'm too empty for the first time.
More medicinal support, Betty Bab. You'll be getting a prescription for it next.
Glasses are refilled and the girls await Betty's revelations.
So, I call myself Miss Betty Jenkins, but I've never been married.
Oh. Berry? Who's Berry?
Mrs. Berry Jenkins.
Floppy shoulders.
I know. But I find it more convenient. People expect you to be been married at least once at my time of life. And with this Mrs. in front of my name, they just don't ask too many questions.
I had no idea, Bab. I just thought either he or you had just got fed up and gone your separate ways, like.
And I didn't like to ask about your husband, Betty. I just suppose you'd have mentioned him if you'd have wanted to.
Well, I was stood up at the altar, Susan. There, I've said it. Right. And I have to be honest with you all. It's a weight off my mind not having to carry that awful secret with me any longer. Knowing you all and being such good friends, I just know it's not going to be bandied about.
What happened, Betty? If it's not too much prying question, like.
He was in the Navy. Barry Cryer, he was called. We've been seeing each other for a couple of years.
Barry Cryer off the...
Not him, off the radio. Although there was a sort of resemblance. Crinkly hair and leathery face. Although he looked a lot younger than Barry Cryer off the radio and TV.
Probably not now, though, Betty. You might look like a spitting image of him now.
It must bring back all the bad memories every time you see or hear famous Barry Cryer on the TV or radio, Betty. Who is Barry Cryer?
You don't see or hear from him much now on the radio or TV. I'm not surprised you don't know who we are talking about. He must be in his mid-80s by now.
You're right. I've never heard of him.
It's irrelevant because it wasn't him. I would only see my Barry when he was home on leave, but he seemed okay. And when he asked me to marry him, I thought, why not? We were going to live over at my dad's shoe shop, a nice little flat, though I always get a bit nostalgic when I get a sniff of leather. Perfect for a couple of newlyweds it was.
Do you have any clue that he was intending to jump ship, so to speak?
No. Not the night before the wedding. Sorry, no. The night before the wedding, I had a few drinks with my mum and a couple of aunties and some cousins and, of course, my maid of honour, Gloria Hunniford.
Not Gloria Hun.
No, not her off telly. It was only a small wedding. I don't think he had anyone coming except his best man. The church only had my people squashed down one side. If we'd been in a boat, we would have bloody capsized.
Is Gloria Hunniford someone we should know, Betty?
Not my maid of honour, Annabelle, but there is another more famous Gloria Hunniford.
Oh, is she a famous singer?
No.
Is she a famous actress then, Betty?
No.
Well, what's she famous for then?
Not sure. Talking, I think.
What does she talk about, Betty?
Cliff Richard, mostly.
Oh. Who is Cliff Richard, Betty?
My God, the innocence of the young. And this Barry was a no-show then?
That's about the long and short of it, really. We all hung around for about an hour or so, hoping for the best, until the vicar had to be home for his tea. And then we all went to the pub where the reception was meant to be held, had a few sandwiches, cut the cake, and then we all went home. I went to the flat above the shop and cried myself to sleep.
That bastard. I'm so sorry, Betty. Stella, more drinks. Glasses are empty again. Mum, put some music on. The night's beginning to sag.
Oh, Gran, do you have anything more uplifting than this, considering what Betty's just told us?
No, leave him on. I like a bit of Engelbert.
Who is Engelbert, Betty?
That bloke singing, oh, it's well before your time, Annabelle. The girls all used to go crazy for Engelbert. The girls used to go crazy for Engelbert Humperdinck.
Eurovision.
With his thick lips and bushy sideburns. They still send a shiver in places they shouldn't.
I always got him and Tom Jones mixed up. They both had a hint of hidden danger about them.
Who is...
Don't ask, Annabelle. It was a long time ago.
Anyway, the story's not quite over. There's just a little bit more.
Did he come back begging you to be forgiven, and you told him to sling his hook alike?
No, I never saw him again, but he did crop up in the local Black Country Bugle. He was in court on bigamy charges. Apparently, he had 4 wives on the go.
Oh my God. And you could have been number 5.
I suppose so, but even that's got a tinge of regret about it.
You weren't still in love with him, Betty, were you?
No, but it was quite funny, really. He won 75,000.
European.
5 quid on the football pools, and either forgot or was stupid to think it wouldn't have consequences, but didn't put an X in the box for no publicity. Consequently, when he turned up for the cheque presentation ceremony, so did his 4 wives.
I laugh. Serves the bugger right. Happy ending for you then, Betty.
Yes and no, Susan. I was quite happy that he got 18 months, but if he had married me, I would have got a share of the 75,000. I missed out on 15 grand, as it was the other 4 shared amongst themselves.
But you wouldn't be the same lovely person you are today, Betty, if you were carrying the heavy baggage that stigma of a bigamous marriage would inflict upon you.
Quite right, Stella. So, ladies, fill up those glasses and I give you a toast. To Gran and Betty, love and happiness to you both.
Love and
happiness.
The Harvey's living room, 3:30 Sunday, early morning. Susan opens the front door and creeps into her quiet, darkened home.
Now, you be quiet, Susan, my girl. Don't want to be waking Robert or William up at this time of the morning.
She creeps upstairs and undresses on the landing before entering hers and Robert's bedroom. She then quietly gets into bed.
For God's sake, Robert, what are you doing on my side of the bed? Push over. You know I can only sleep on this side.
I'm sorry.
That's a bit better. Give us a kiss goodnight. What are you wearing a cap in bed for?
Oh, good night, Susan. Did you have a nice evening, Bab?
Stanley?
Night, Mrs. H.
Oh my God, Robert!
They're good.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
That was absolutely brilliant.
Good episode.
You did remember to record it, did you?
I did. It has.
Oh.
Still recording. Can I turn the recording off now so we capture that bit? Okay, I'll stop recording.
Bye.
Well, no, we don't have to go.
I mean, goodbye for when you
Bye,
want.
recording.
Bye, Dave. Hope you enjoyed watching this recording, Dave. That was an amazing episode.
You all make really good drunks. I mean, all of